Kimora Garden is a sustainable fashion house and consignment store focused on diverting textile waste creatively and aesthetically. Thanks to our budding partnerships with local organizations, seamstresses, and visionaries, Kimora Garden will be a place thrifters, artists, upcyclers, and more can come to house, sell, and create their collections. I'm happy to announce that after a winter of planning and a spring of pop-ups and community connections, our flagship location is opening on summer solstice right here in Spokane. Kimora Garden is a place where patrons can pick out the perfect piece for their event and customize the garment on site. A place someone interested in sewing can join in on an open sew and get tips from their friends on how to get the seam just right. A place high schoolers can put their art on a t-shirt and check in monthly for residual checks and financial mentorship regarding how to maximize them. Kimora Garden is a space where community members can gather and gain resources in similar ways that make public libraries so sacred, and will be a regional destination for fashion designers all over the world. I'm claiming it now. Yes. We host regular and seasonal community engagement events and workshops, such as our Earth Day runway show this past April, which showcased the collections of 6 different designers and collectors and impacted public awareness of both the attractiveness and the necessity of sustainable fashion. Next on the docket, we're partnering with Spokane Zero Waste Upcycle Fashion Lab to host a program to strengthen teen designers' skills and knowledge of sustainability while preparing to showcase their work in a mini-series and fashion show in fall. My name is Madison Dior-Wade. I'm a board-certified behavior analyst and founder of Kimora Garden. My background is in pro-social and sustainable human behavior. I am the great-great-great-granddaughter of Martha Lott Patton, a former slave in Del Rio, Texas, who spoke of the beautiful colors made from natural dyes of oak bark and pecan leaves, which she would use to dye wool and cotton cloths, blankets, and garments at her loom. Her story, which fuels me and inspires me, can be found on the Library of Congress website, along with many other first-hand accounts of what life was like back then and how they made what they needed. Currently, humanity is using the equivalent of 1.6 Earths to sustain our way of living. And as it is, textile waste is growing exponentially. Our region is ripe for a cultural shift towards that which is sustainable and good, what with the programs such as Next Cycle, the efforts of industry leaders in the WSRA, and our citizens' affinity for vintage and thrift already. However, thrift stores are overwhelmed with unsellable goods and rely on closing door policies that only currently allow us to burn, dump, and ship our waste overseas. This calls for investing into localized, scalable, and creative textile diversion strategies that can start to prepare us for these certain eventualities. And it calls for continued exposure and public engagement opportunities, meeting people where they are to show them why and how change is necessary and possible. What if Washington could model the future of regional textile circularity, with local artisans, makerspaces, and grassroots organizations leading the way? Funding for Kimora Garden would go towards kickstarting our Textile to Artisan Waste Diversion Initiative, commissioning immigrant women from Spokane Zero Waste Sewish training program to make reclaimed pieces out of previously unwanted garments. The goal for our first year is to divert a modest 500 pounds of textile waste, experimenting with best practices to sell and create pieces from right here in Washington that can be distributed nationally and even internationally. We are developing our online multi-vendor marketplace so that Kimora Garden can offer consumers a sustainable and convenient retail alternative that would be alternative to mainstream and fast fashion giants like Shein and Temu, and where we can offer creators an outlet that provides amenities that have long been available for large accounts like at stores like Nordstrom or Macy's, but avoids the oversaturation and disconnectedness of sites like Etsy and eBay. This way, we build a model of patronage with our neighbors, work to redefine luxury, and create an independent economy of creativity and serviceship. Some eco-activists feel that the communities best equipped to navigate the necessary economic and social shifts are those with strong traditions of self-reliance. We need to remember that we not only have ancestors whose stories can guide us, but that we are ancestors and stewards of this land. So join us in realizing this vision. Thank you.